All right, it's our first real box of the year. We have our gear pack. All right, and as you see, we have our first gear pack of the year. It's kind of small, but you know, we've had some success with the smaller ones. All right, so let's get into this box and let's see what we got. Even the razor blade that SHTF sent us is not good. That's all right. We don't have them anymore, so. All right, let's see here. All right, and it is January, new year, cool gear. Same as last time. Nice. Okay. 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 I see some nice stuff in here. We're going to start getting to this. So, of course, gear pack has 4 levels. You have the basic level, which costs $24.99. The basic plus, which costs you $44.99. The advanced, which costs you $89.99. And the ultimate, which costs you $129.99. Now, we are still, I'm kind of sad about this one because the ultimate's pretty good this month, maybe. But we're still at the advanced level. And so you basically, if you're the basic, that's what you get. Basic plus, you get like 1 tool added. Again, we've gotten a couple different tools, not just knives, but you get 1 tool added. Then you get plus the basic box. If you get the advanced, you get the advanced items, the basic plus, the basics, so on and so forth. The ultimate, you get the whole box. The ultimate is always a second. Well, the ultimate is always a knife. So anyway, let's get into this here, and we're going to start with, we have a Rothko Sherpa lined watch cap. So the inside of this is really nice. It's got that Sherpa in there. Nice, just black. It'll black, so it's, you know, it's going to be helped because it's going to absorb heat. This MSRP for $9.99, and I mean, yeah, I've seen watch caps for more than that. So $9.99 is not too bad of a deal for a good watch cap, and we'll be wearing that later, so we'll find out. All right, next up, I think it's this one right here. So we have this Green Fire again. We got this once before. These things are pretty good. These eco-friendly fire starters. Fire starters are always cool. It contains 6 fire starters and 2 discs are required, and they have an 8-minute burn time. So, yeah. So you've got 3 fire starters in here. It says 6-pack, so that's 3. It says use 2 discs, so you might be able to get away with 1. But we have gotten this before. Pretty good stuff. Fire starters are always good to have. I'm actually working on making my own right now. We're going to give that one a try too. Next up, we have from Marbles, we have a slip joint knife. Oh, the MSRP on the Green Fire is $8.99. It might be a little bit. I mean, you can find, you know, cheaper ones, but that's not the worst. All right, so here we have Marbles slip joint knife. It's a tiny little knife here. Little leather sheath. And this is a really basic knife. But it doesn't lock, so you have to be careful using it. Not terribly sharp. And then you have a bottle opener. Of course, you gotta have bottle openers. But this is a nice little knife to just put, you know, in like small kits. You know, this is good for if you're making an Altoid kit, you know, because it doesn't take up much room. It doesn't take up much room compared to the Altoid kit. And so this is actually, and the side is almost rounded just like the Altoid. It's not a bad item. It would be nicer if it did lock, but it's simplistic, you know. You could use this to skin fish or everything. You know, you just have to be careful. But it is pretty tight. It does kind of lock in, but it doesn't have a lock. But that's not too bad. That's a cool little knife. That's not too bad. It is a little love, a little sharpening up, but it's not the worst I've seen. All right, next up. All right, next up we have a combat ready. Oh boy, 5.56 liner lock. Now I'm afraid to know what this looks like, but it's actually not bad. There we go. There we go. There's the gimmicky part of it. That's kind of sharp. Frame lock or liner lock. But here we have. I'm just going to leave it at that. That's junky. But it does have. It's not assisted, but it does have an aggressive thumb stud. Has a very rounded, aggressive thumb stub. So, oh shoot, I keep forgetting. So this Marbles knife, MSRP is for $13.99. Honestly, price, I'll argue the price with you, but it's not a bad knife. This one MSRP is for $23.99. Now that one is, I mean, it doesn't even tell you what kind of steel it is. It's some mystery Chinese steel. It's smooth. It's smooth plastic scales. But, you know, it's not bad for... it's a folding knife. Now, we're getting into the good stuff here. All right, so we're going to go to the last item. Oh, that... yeah, so... So, okay, let me back up just a bit. If you were to get the basic box alone, you pay $24.99. You're going to get $32.97 in MSRP value, which is what it would cost if you bought it on the open market. Now, that being said, with the shipping and everything, that's about what you're going to pay. I mean, your basic box, you just kind of break even. Now, you get the liner lock, that would cost you $23.99, right? So your basic box is $44.99. You're going to get about the same shipping, but you get a $56.96 MSRP. And so you're actually going to start making out a little bit less than if you were to buy them individually. Now, anyway, but we're going to jump to the last item here. And then we're going to come back because it's in there. But the last item is this. It is a Gerber Pry-Bird X multi-tool. Pry-Bird. Bry. Now, this says Bry, this says Pry. Basically, solutions, they're ready. 8 tools, slide lock, exchangeable parts, bottle opener, keychain. So you've got a toolless blade replacement, retractable edge, number 11 blade. 11 blades can vary in any size. Fisker standard 11 blades are suggested replacement. Paracord, urban blue, lanyard hole, wire stripper, small flat driver, nail puller, large flat driver, pry bar, bottle opener. You got to have a bottle opener, right? So this is actually pretty cool. I do like Gerber, so there is that. You know, when you're in the military, you get a lot of Gerber products, and you learn to kind of you learn to love them or hate them, but you learn that man, this thing is plastic is thick. But here we go. All right, I know how to do it. All right. So we're going to get this out. Now, to be honest, oh shoot. This looks like something that would be okay to carry. Again, it's small and lightweight, so, but you've got like a lot of good uses out of it. This plastic is super brittle, super hard. Don't want to break the blade either. Man, this thing is in there. Let me try. We're going to try another Gerber product to get the Gerber out. And that's the Gerber. And this is definitely... Yeah. This has a better blade than the Havoc one we got from SHTF. Much better blade. Obviously, it has a much better blade than that knife we just got, too. But, you know, it's... There we go. All right. So, there we are. So, basically, not too bad. You got a little bit of cordage, not much, but, you know, so you got your pry bar. You can strip wire right here in the middle. You strip wire. You got 2 flathead screwdrivers. You got a bottle opener, nail puller, and then of course you have your scalpel blade there, which, yeah, that's really sharp. I use that to open it, but it's very small, compact, made by Gerber, so it's going to be pretty well made. Again, Gerber is hit and miss, but this one looks pretty nice. Nice little item you can just carry in your pocket, and you've got all kinds of tools with it, so not too bad. So we got 3 cutting tools in this box. I've noticed GearPack likes to do that. They'll like load the first box up with like weird stuff. Okay, and that MSRP is for $29.99. And I'll tell you, for Gerber, that's about par for the course. They're expensive. You know, they charge a lot for their items. But the last item in here is very cool. Very, very cool. I can get behind this. This is a canvas gun cleaning mat. Which it doesn't look like that, but it is, yeah. Durable water resistant wax canvas outer. Quilted felt prevents scratching. Rolls up for easy storage and transport. Dimensions 50 by 16.5. And to be perfectly honest, I needed something like this so I can clean my guns. This right here is... I'm going to tell you, GearPack has pleasantly surprised me. Because last year's first box was not good. Not good at all. So, this here, though, rolls up. But you have a nice, long canvas, felted canvas, that you can use to clean your rifles. So, rifles, pistols, but, you know, it's long enough that you can clean your rifles with it. And then you can just roll this sucker up. This is something that, if you're out hunting, I would take this if I was out hunting. Because the last thing I want is to be cleaning my rifle if I'm out hunting and mess it up. So, and of course, as you can see, I mean, I like the color too, the coyote, but you can cinch this sucker down. You can cinch that sucker down. You can use these as straps to hang it with. Now, then the nice thing, it does have the elastic. Has the elastic strap holders, so you can like take it up. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. This MSRP is for $22.99, and I'm gonna tell you, I would easily pay $22.99 for something like this. This right here is going to come in handy later on in the year. Again, I am starting a channel elsewhere, not on YouTube, but one that's a lot more firearm friendly. And so I'm going to be able to, I'll need this. So when I'm like laying the gun out and stuff, my rifles, my pistols, my handguns, whatever it is. Yeah, so that is your 6 items for the January Gear Pack, Box 113. New year, cool gear. Just to recap, for $9.99, we got a really nice Sherpa-lined watch cap, black. Let me get that off. MSRP, yeah, for $9.99. So, again, not too bad. You know, having a good, nice watch cap when you're when you're out and it's cold, you can't replace that. This right here is a good item right here, and it's, I mean, for $10, I've paid more for beanies. You know, I paid more for watch caps, and this one, not Sherpa, just, you know, just the cotton, the wool or whatever, the cotton, not wool, because I don't have a wool one, but so this is pretty nice. So for $9.99, you get a really nice watch cap. That's really nice. And then for $8.99, you got 3, maybe 6 fires going. Again, it says 2 discs are required, but I'll bet if you were in a pinch, you could use 1 disc. You know, it says 8-minute plus burn time, so you could probably get 4 minutes. That's going to get you a fire going. So fire, also key for warmth, boiling water, cooking, as well as protection and light. So fire is you know, very important. Then you got the marble slip joint knife. This thing, very lightweight. This is good as a backup to your backup, essentially. You can use this for me, you know, if you want to sharpen this up really good, you could use this to clean fish, and that way you're not mixing your knives up. You could use this, you know, have a specific item for this, but it doesn't weigh anything, and it's pretty well built. So I like that. And that MSRP is for $13.99. Brings your basic box to $32.97. I think at a basic box, I might be a little bit, oh, this isn't very good. But as part of the bigger box, I like it. All right, then moving on, you do get your Combat Ready 5.56 liner lock, which, yeah, that is liner lock. Frame lock is back here. I don't know. I mean, I'll give this knife a little bit of a test, but I may just give it away to somebody. I got a guy at work that wants a pocket knife, so I don't know. It's not bad, but I have better. This is our piece for $23.99. And whereas I don't know if I would pay $23.99 for this, but I guarantee you that a knife almost exactly like this, if you go to O'Reilly's or AutoZone, that's what you're gonna pay. It's not the worst knife I've ever seen, not the best. It's a little bit off center, but it is very tight. It has a nice lock, very firm. The thumb stub is nice, plus that gives you that you know, you have a nice flat surface, not a straight one, but you have a flat little surface there to do your work, so not bad. That is, again, $23.99. Okay. But that brings the MSRP for the basic plus box to $56.96, and you would get that. Again, I don't know how happy I would be if I got the basic plus box, and I paid, you know, $50, and that's what I got. But it's not bad, you know. But 2 knives, you could do something else. But then we get into the advanced box, and this costs $89.99, and you get this really cool canvas gun cleaning mat, which I needed anyway, because I just use like my desk here. But this is really good. This is going to be a lifesaver, especially if you're out hunting or in your field. You're out shooting. You need to do some maintenance on your rifle, your handgun. You have this so you can protect your parts. MSRP's for $22.99. This right here, I would definitely pay that for a good quality gun mat. You can't put a price on protecting your firearms. And then last but not least, we did get the Gerber Pry-Bird multi-tool. MSRP's for $29.99. Again, would I pay $29.99 for this? Probably not. But I guarantee you that that's probably what Gerber would charge for it. Because, you know, they overcharge for stuff. I'm not saying that they're bad, but, you know, they're kind of one of those companies that I know what I have here. Don't try, you know, lowballing me or anything. So, I know what I got. But it's not bad. It's pretty nice. It seems very well built. The knife locks really good. So it's not gonna accidentally open up on you. The pry bar probably work. Good for small tasks. Again, MSRP for $29.99, which brings the advanced box price to MSRP to $109.99 or $109.94, and I think I pay $86 for it because of the credit I get. You know, the Gearbucks. So I pay $86, and I got, you know, what, 96, 106. So I saved like 20 some bucks if I were to buy all this stuff. Now, granted, this I probably wouldn't buy. This I might buy. This I'd probably buy. This I'd probably buy. This, very likely, I would not buy this. This right here, maybe on a whim, but probably not. But you know, I do like the pry bar of it, so it does have some practical applications. All right, but that's it. That is your advanced gear pack for the month of January. If you would have gotten the Ultimate, which would have cost us $129.99, we would have had a Takumi Tac Void Dual Sheath Fixed Blade. And Gear Pack doesn't put fixed blades in very often, so I was kind of like, it's kind of a bummer. But that value is $44.99, so that's probably about a $20 knife, really, because, you know, companies always upcharge. But I would have brought the overall value to $185.94 or so. And I probably would have paid, like, you know, with the gearbucks, I probably would have paid like $126 for it. So I would have had about a $60 overall value. But to me, the advanced box, I don't need it because, you know, essentially it is just the knife of the month. You know, and I get enough of these knives anyway. I actually, when it comes to the gear pack, I'm more interested in stuff like the gun mats and the headgear and even the fire starters. I'm more interested in the other stuff that you get in as opposed to the knives, because everybody puts the knives in there. We got a barrel and blade coming up later on this month. Probably gonna get a knife for that too, maybe. Who knows? But it is barrel and blade. Although, is it barrel and blade or barrel or blade or neither? Who knows? I'm sorry. That's Brad. That's Brad's journey joke. But it is true. Sometimes you get knives, but we're gonna get a knife probably every month anyway. And again, they're not all great that come out of Gear Pack, but I have gotten a couple that are not too shabby. I do have a folding knife that I really like. It's really, really nice, and it's sharp. It does the trick, and you see, look at that. You see, you can really tie this up, and then you figure this out. But you can put stuff in there. You can actually use this to wrap other stuff up in your pack that you want to keep protected, because this canvas is going to keep it water resistant at the very least. And you know, you can strap this under your pack. Maybe wrap your wool blanket or sleeping bag in there, because it's pretty wide. Pretty nice item. Right, that's it. Hey, let me know what you think. But again, this is box 113. New Year Cool Gear, which is the same thing they got every year. It says New Year Cool Gear, and you never know what you're gonna get. You know what? In fact, let's look at last year's. I'm kind of curious, because I remember I don't think it was that good. I don't think it was really that cool. But let's see what last year's New Year Cool Gear battle board. Oh yeah, we had the folder. We had the Zippo Allegheny pin, which the ink already ran out. The Rough Rider Silver Moose knife, which was crap. The Fuzi Camo drink capsule. The ETE combat sharpener. The Exploria foldable grill, and then the Fossil snappable flex cutting boards. The grill was cool. And that's about it. Yeah, the battle board is kind of cool too. That's that folding thing that, you know, you could write on and stuff. But compared to last year's, this is a lot better. A lot better first year. We're definitely got a lot better stuff going on in this one. And this one had a significantly higher MSRP. But I mean, you know, they put in a Fuzi in there. I mean, this was just not a good box. You know, 101. This is a much better box for the year to start off with. So I'm pretty happy. So hopefully they keep it up. I say this box is, you know, about 50-50. It's, you know, maybe 60-40. This is cool. This is cool. This is cool. This is cool. Overpriced but cool. This is okay, and this is just, I mean, it's just your typical pocket knife. It's not that great. It's really not. Yeah, so all in all, not too bad of a box though. I'm not mad at it. So, yeah. So it looks like the January is getting off to a good start. Hopefully, Gear Pack can keep it going like they ended, because if you recall, the last few boxes we got last year were not too shabby. We did some, but we got a lot of cordage. We got, we got grills. We got fire starters. We got that really cool knife sharpening kit, and this kind of goes hand in hand with that, because this is like a maintenance item. So really cool. All right, until I've rambled long enough, hey, if you made it this far, please subscribe. Really appreciate it. We're almost at that 500 mark. This last year, I didn't make as much growth as I had wanted, but that's okay, because we're still going. We're pressing on. I'm not giving up. We're going to bring you Barrel and Blade and Gear Pack every month. If you like seeing Gear Pack and Barrel and Blade, make sure you come back here. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button. Do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment, which one of these do you think is the best item? Let me know. Let me know. Hey, let me know where you're coming from. Hey, I know that it's like, I look at a lot of my views and I see that, I get a lot of views from other countries. Hey, say hi. It's for the algorithm. I'm not gonna lie, but it does help out. But yeah, let me know what you think. Yeah, Harry, what do you think about the box in general? I know that Paul will probably tell me, because he always watches this video from me, and he'll probably tell me, oh yeah, I'm glad I don't have Gear Pack, but I'm gonna tell you, this right here, definitely better than last month's SHTF box, hands down. This right here, the items are a lot more useful, and I mean, and really, I've gotten this before. I've gotten beanies before, but not Sherpa line. I haven't got anything like this before, so get nice every month. So we actually got 3 cutting tools. So, it is what it is. Until next time, keep prepping, guys.